going to use it in this instance because I've noticed that with women like this and people like this who post stuff like that, remember I said previously, they want to make it look as if every black woman's experience is the same or every Asian man's experience is the same. And they don't consider any area around them. So there's, areas that are outside of where they live or outside of their, where they grew up or the country they're in. And I really want you to understand that I've noticed that there are some black women who are like this. Especially black women in the US, I've noticed this, unfortunately. And I understand why. I'll tell you why I understand why. Shall I tell you why? Shall I tell you why? It's a little bit mad. Okay, I'll tell you why. Now, when I traveled to the US last year, right, I noticed that the way people used to talk about other states was very interesting. They would talk about other states as if it was a completely different world. So when I was in a taxi I was in an Uber and I was in North Carolina. I was in an Uber with a guy who mentioned that he had seen a lot of people from, New York and specifically Queens and specifically Harlem, that a lot of the people from Harlem and Queens, they were, coming down to North Carolina, specifically Raleigh, because that's where I was, right? And the way he spoke about New York, it was like it was a completely different world to him. And I've realized that with Americans, because they're so encased in America, a lot of them genuinely do think that America is the be-all and end-all of life. So they have no clue what goes on outside of America. They have no clue the kind of dynamics, the kind of dating dynamics that goes on outside of America, right? And a lot of black women are like this, unfortunately. They don't have the knowledge. They don't have the travel experience because traveling internationally is expensive. A lot of people cannot afford to travel internationally. And not only that, traveling to another state in America is extremely expensive, right? It's extremely expensive. A lot of people, their holiday is going from one state to another. It's like going to a completely different country when you're going from, so if you're traveling from like Florida and you're going all the way down to, I don't know, Mississippi, or you're traveling from Mississippi and you're going all the way down to, California or Boston. It's a completely different culture, different accent, different, it's completely different behaviors, different mindsets. So it's completely difficult for them to understand life outside of America, dating dynamics outside, because they don't travel out, and in their country, it's a big deal for them to even go to another state. It's like going to another country for them, black women are.
Let me stop that. Okay, so this is some ignorant African bitch who lives in London, right? And her channel is called Chats with Tessie. And I played this for you guys because I really want black women to understand that you really are the gatekeepers of everything that makes YouTube and America spin, right? And you might as well say the whole world. Because why are there African women who transplanted themselves to Europe having a whole conversation worrying about black women who believe they are undesirable for interracial dating? This is what her video is titled and talks about. And then you have the other ones that are always going, like Priscilla Boyle, Destiny Utah, and etc., always going on to TikTok, finding anything that's trending with black women, and then coming online and doing this whole goddamn montage of black women and what's going on with American black women. And American black women need to get to the point where we put our fucking foot down and we say enough is enough. We are tired of all of you black males in America. These black male identified black women, like that chick that I don't know her name, but I did a splice on TikTok with her and another woman about this black woman that is just trying to rage bait black women with all of this black women are horrible, they need to submit to black men, and da 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 da. she needs to be beat within an inch of her fucking life. She really does. She is literally just selling out black women so that she can get a check and get notoriety. And I keep talking to y'all about this. Instead of us, like, actually, and I guess I'm guilty of it too, stitching or going back against them, we need to just literally start doing what Cynthia said, and she was right. Ignore these motherfuckers. Don't give them any life, any energy, and just let them fade away. Just let them fade away. Like, but what she's talking about is the same thing everyone else is on here doing, is thinking that we are the fucking pinata of YouTube or of social media, where anybody who wants to pick a bone about how horrible it is to be a black American woman, they pick up the stick and they start beating us with it online. Like, she's talking about how stupid we are, how we think that every relationship issue that these ignorant ass black males talk about online, that black women are never a part of, respectfully, right? Their stereotypical rants about who we are, which is not who we are, is the shit they make up to get people to have animosity towards us, because they feel like if we have nowhere else to go in society and no other man will want to be with us, we will be stuck with them. But what they don't realize is the majority of black women are like, then we'll just be by ourselves, because I'd be goddamn if I be with some broke, ignorant, stupid motherfucking black male that don't want nothing for himself or in life, and his tendency is to do nothing but sexually assault children, kill little black girls, kill black women by black femicide, and go out of their way to always degrade and demean black women on a regular basis on all these platforms. If you think that I would actually subscribe to being around somebody and wanting to deal with somebody like that, you're crazy. And I don't care how many black women come online talking about how great their black husband is. Yeah, right. I fucking doubt that highly, okay? Because they all drink from the same pool of fucking ignorance and socialize each other to have this embedded hatred towards black women and little girls. So this woman here, as well as all the others, I think we as black women really need to start boycotting against these people, start flagging their fucking channels down, and just getting rid of all of them. And that includes the black males too, because I keep telling you, black women, if you don't start pushing back against all these people always trying to tear down our character, our humanity, literally strip our humanity away from us, we're going to be treated the same way they treated the Jews in Germany. This is all the precursor to when you take away a person's humanity, it makes it very easy for other people to kill you without hesitation. We already saw this many times, but the most recent has been Sonia Massey. Like, you have to stop fucking around and take this seriously. It is so easy to do. Just stop going on black male channels who are talking shit about black women. Stop going on black women's channels who are talking shit about black women. And I mean real shit. Like talking about like that woman, that whoever she is, that real ugly dark-skinned woman that's on TikTok talking about how black, that German ugly chick, oh, she really ate. She really tore us down as black women. No, she didn't. All she did was expose that she was a desperate fucking nasty ass white bitch that can't get her a decent, reliable white dude. So she has to reduce herself to getting some grimy piece of shit black guy because white dudes won't deal with her. That's all she exposed about herself. And all of that crazy stuff she was talking about black women just speaks to their innate jealousy of black women's beauty, their body types, the colors that we come in, the tenaciousness that we have running through our bodies, and the fact that we don't fucking worship men the way she does and the way she's been taught to do. We don't do that. We worship ourselves because we know we are the first people of this entire world and all you others come from us. So no, we're not worshiping no men. No, we don't do that. So, but to get back to this chick on this video, The whole tearing down of black people, like to insult our intelligence, black women, like we don't travel outside of America. The way I could go in on this chick, because her family probably only went to Europe because they couldn't survive in their own country due to civil war or poverty or etc. So I'm not going to say too much about that, but I could go in all day. But the righteousness of these people and them really feeling that they got a right to try to talk down on us, American black women who are the whole culture of America. We make the whole shit spin, run, not only here, but the rest of the world. Because I can guarantee you, she's wherever she is talking shit about American black women with baby hair swooped around her forehead and her lace frontals looking like all of the black women here lace frontals look. She don't got an original fucking bone in her body, yet she's trying to talk about how black American women will fall for these type of talking points when clearly she don't know nothing about us black American women, because the last thing you would understand about us is that we are weak women that are easily influenced by people talking shit about us or down to us. And even our own black males don't know that about us. Because if we were that easily influenced by negative talk and the dehumanization of our person, all of us would literally be servants and slaves to these bum-ass black males, and the thousands of them that line the street homeless, unemployed, uneducated, with nowhere to go, would be in the homes of their moms, their daughters, their grandmothers, their wives, their girlfriends, their cousins. But you don't see them motherfuckers there now, do you? Because we know that they ain't shit and they don't need to be in our households, because all they do is bring drama, chaos, trauma, death, most definitely, devastation, and all types of dysfunction. We don't have no time for that. And we know, as black American women in America, every state where black women live, who are descendants of black ADOS people, we all have different cultures in America. We speak different languages in those states that they come from, different dialects, and none of us are the same. Our mentalities are not the same. So, as she said in the video, when a person is overly hyped or talking about their experience in dealing with the people who are transitioning to a new state or moving to a new state for good, their excitement is valid, because that is a new introduction of culture and blackness to that area that has not been there before. Okay? Like when northerners or southerners move to the north and they come to my neighborhood, you could tell them right away, because they're not like the rest of us. The same way, if I got up a northerner and moved to the south, you would know I'm not from the south right away. And the most evident would be as soon as I open up my mouth to speak. I will not sound like you, and you will not sound like me. And these are the things she doesn't know, because she is guilty of the same thing she's supposedly making an entire video about denouncing, which is typecasting black women, and she's doing the same fucking thing. Now, she may live in Europe, right? But more than likely, I've probably visited more countries in this world than she has. And I'm from America. And I don't have the access or easiness of getting on a fucking train that takes me throughout the continent I live on the way she does. And you know why that is? Not because her pockets may not be able to fucking handle it. It is because her African ass is not wanted in the majority of them fucking countries in Europe that she lives in or that they migrate to. And that's some shit she should be talking about, instead of worrying about what is going on over here with American women she don't have no type of motherfucking interaction with. She don't know all of us, and she don't know nothing about our history or nothing about who we are really, for her to be regurgitating stereotypes and manosphere talking points. And then trying to insult our intelligence by collectively talking about us in a way where she definitely knows none of us travel internationally. What? Europe ain't that fucking great. As a matter of fact, everybody over there is the piece of shit that these white fucks over here are made of. So she's going through it probably worse than we are, because them people over there are really ignorant. You think America is bad? Look at their forefathers. It's just, y'all, I tell y'all, I'm just getting so tired of all these people with all their ridiculous shit they have to say about us, and we are not doing enough getting back on that ass.
Different, it's completely different behavior.
We need to start
mindsets. So
we need to start tearing their asses back down just as much as they do us, and stop subscribing and viewing their channels, and let their asses be voted off YouTube.
To another state, it's like going to another country for them. Black women are now starting to travel, which is fantastic. But if I'm real, the reason why black women like this, they're like generalizing, and like I said, we don't even know if this is a black woman. This would be somebody painting themselves as a black woman. But the reason, let's just say, for instance, let's just give
1 second. Now, she's supposed to be talking about a Reddit post where, like I told you, any creator that's getting all these topics from Reddit, you should not fuck with. And that goes especially for Bourbon Bougie, because that is an anonymous platform. So the majority of those people on there are literally lying about everything they're talking about, and they're pretending to be black when they're not, pretending to be white when they're not. And it is just a platform that a white person would create. And yes, I know originally it was created by Serena's husband and then Soul, but the point of the matter is, it is a place for them to let their imagination go wild. And that is what they do. Because the amount of supposed black women on there with these incredible stories, when you really understand the demographic of America, you know that 9.9 of those people are not black. They are black fishing, and they are black bitches that go on these things and really have a real hatred for other black women and say the most degenerate shit about black women when they know it's not true. They over embellish a story that may partially be true. But anyway, we'll listen to a little bit more of her, and then I'll end my video, because I just need y'all to really get rallied and really start not just taking back and gatekeeping our image and our womanhood, but just like coming together and standing strong as black women and having a solidarity, so that people don't think the world over they could just fucking attack us and we're gonna sit there and take it. No, we're not.
This person a benefit of the doubt. Yeah, let's just say that they're a black woman. The reason why you'll see them do stuff like that is because they don't actually understand that the majority of black women in the world are not in America. They're not in the UK. They're not in the Western world. It's why it's called the diaspora. The majority of black women in the world are in Africa,
Okay, and once again, right? She started out talking about a topic that was pretty much always concerning American black women, and we know what topic it is. It is the dating nonsense and the supposed gender war, where the actuality of the fact is that the black women movement away from relationships and allowing these black males to continue their regular routine of just picking any old black woman they come across, moving into her home, causing her all kinds of problems where her credit is bad, she's about to be subject to eviction, she's subject to domestic violence, she may end up being taken out of this life by black femicide, her children are now being victimized, intimidated, bullied, beat on, some of them sexually exploited and raped and murdered. These are the things that black women are going, nah, we don't want no more of this bullshit. And we're stepping away, because instead of these groups of dudes getting themselves together and doing everything they need in life to become real men and have a purpose of their own that does not include women, They live their lives thinking that their only purpose in life is to obtain a woman that they could beat on, fuck on, and control. We, as black women who have sense, we don't want no more parts of that shit. We know we deserve better in life. And there's no one, president or anyone else, that's going to make us or tell us that we have to bring these deranged psychopath, narcissistic maniacs into our lives and definitely into our homes. But to speak a little further about this chick, she has an issue because she's doing the same old typical shit that most of these dumbass diaspora African bitches do, which is expand on her jealousy for American black women. Always have to make it be about, oh, us versus them. It's more of us African women in the world than American black women. Stupid bitch, we're African too. We're African too. Just because we are not born today in Africa, our foremothers came to this fucking country from Africa. Whether it was before the transatlantic slave trade, before the Saharan slave trade, they were African people that came to America, lived in America, or were brought here through the transatlantic slave trade. We're still African women. Because you don't want to recognize the fact that we're African, because we're Africans who have a whole other culture, a whole other existence in another land. That's on you. That's your fucking mental problem and your inability to understand ethnocentricity. That's not ours, okay? And they don't even ever recognize or respect the fact that as African women who were brought through some of the most horrific fucking Holocaust of a people, look how we have triumphantly come out of slavery, bondage, misuse, mistreatment, dehumanization, to be the fucking woman again of the world, where regardless of what someone has to say about how much money we make, we iconically are every woman of this fucking world, because every woman is always trying to emulate, imitate, and compete with us. You ever notice? Even down to other African women like her. So it is just so stupid. And just to hear her talk is like, if I could, I'd choke the shit out of her, because it's like, yo, would you grow the fuck up? Put your jealousy to the side. You got more things to be worrying about that are more important. You need to worry about the conditions, the living conditions that African women from wherever they come from in Africa have in Europe when they transition or move or migrate to Europe. The fact that those people got you fucking shook and scared, running scared because they lost a fucking soccer match, should speak volumes to why your ass should be out social warrior justicing like a motherfucker, or however the saying goes, social justice worrying like a motherfucker, to make sure that when these white folks don't lose a soccer match, you don't have to worry about somebody busting you in the back of your fucking head. Because I can tell you what, they wouldn't be in America trying to do no shit like that with the black folks here, because they know what fucking time it would be. It would be like, oh, you looking to get your ass beat. Okay, but with y'all, they drag y'all like rag dolls every day. But you over there, way over there, worrying about what we doing in Harlem, Queens, Raleigh, wherever it is. I don't even know where it is. I don't go there. And anywhere else in the South. The black women in America, I'm telling you, this shit needs to stop. And it's real easy. Just utilize the same tactics that our foremothers have used in this country, because they always work. When people fuck with you, you boycott them. You take away your time, your money, and your energy, and watch them dwindle into nothing. Have a good day. Please, let's big up Black American women pride in this country, solidarity and unity of American black women, and get all these fucking poachers and people that leech off our backs the fuck off. Have a good day, y'all.